Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Welcome back to another episode of Skylines Sunset Harbor DLC. We are here in the great city of Portsmith Abby, and we are back, and the city itself is growing, and our residential is getting higher, or I should say our high density residential is getting taller, and we are growing. Now, what I would like to do for today is I would like to build the fishing industry. For today, you'll need the Sunset Harbor DLC, and we are going to build the fishing industry right in this area. I'd like to build a harbor right in that area. Nothing too crazy, but you'll see exactly what I mean by building a harbor. But what we need to do first is we need to map out the road that basically our guide for our harbor. So how about we go about 880 this way, and then if we can keep it straight, give it 880 this way, and then let's go up 1440. If we can go up this way 1440, that would be fantastic. We got it, 1440, and then we just cut straight across. Okay, so this is our basic guidelines for our fishing industry. And real quick before I forget, the reason why I chose this area is because look at, there's tuna and salmon, so we're gonna actually be fishing for both of those types of fish. So that is exactly why I chose this area of all places. So what we need to do next is, this is our basic guideline of what our harbor is going to look like. We're gonna go into the dig tool. We are going to grab the slope the terrain. We're gonna click in a little bit, which I did, and then we want to get rid of that. We want to increase the brush size, and there you go. So we want it about that height so water can get in. So we're going to right click, and then we are going to we need a little bit bigger of a brush. Okay, city skylines, you're not listening to me. There you go, bigger brush. So this is where our water is going to go into from the river. So let's give it some room to do that, and let's go all the way over here, and look at that, we're digging nicely into the soil, and water should fill in here pretty nicely. Okay guys, so you guys can tell that the water is filling in nicely. What we need to do next is we need to actually put the cues. So we're gonna do this a little bit at a time. So this is what a cue wall is. If you go into the dig tool and you go into the water structures, the cue walls are these nice little walls that will hold up the water. There you go. So we have one this way. All right, so we have the water officially in. It is still kind of all over the place, but we're gonna go with it for the time being. If I do need to edit anything, like look at that, it's like a wave pool in there. Anyways, let's just start what we want. Let's eye on the prize. So we have a couple tuna. I want a couple tuna fishing harbors. I do want a salmon one. I am gonna put the salmon one right there. I think that will look pretty cool. And then let's go into the shellfish tuna, and then we'll go with tuna over here, and then tuna over here. So this will work out really, really well. So what we need to do now is go back. I want to connect all the roads up. And let's go to, no, I would like to hug this, but City Skylines is not allowing me to. Turn. Nope, okay. So we need to go straight a little bit. Now we can turn it. Patience. Cannot build on water. Yeah, I don't see any water City Skylines, so I mean, I don't know. That's just me. I don't see any water, but you know, it is what it is. We don't make the rules. We just follow. City Skylines makes all the rules. We're just living in it. All right, so let's go a little bit further straight. Now let's try to turn it. That is an ugly, ugly turn. I'm actually okay with that. I'm going to go with that is okay. So now we have the water settled down. So now let's add some of our, no, we are not going into transportation. Let's add some of the boat routes. So this one, I believe, is the salmon one. So let's go into here, grab it, and we will go right along here. And the salmon is all in here. So let's just go do. They don't need to be large paths, but you know, it is what it is. It's okay. Can we go back? No. There's that. Okay. Now the problem we're going to run into is these paths can't, oh, they can go over each other. Okay. I actually did not know that. I learned something today. So these are the tuna boats. These paths don't need to be anything too crazy, so don't freak out. There you go. Now lastly, let's get this last tuna boat out and about. Oop. And we do need to open up. Oh, nope. I'm not sure how the boat is going to get around that, but we'll figure it out. There you go. I think we do need to do a little terraforming before we keep doing everything else. Yikes. There you go. So we created a little bit more of a gap for our fishing industry. So we have the boats. Now what we need to do is they need water. Like every other thing in City Skylines, they need water and electricity. So don't freak out. It is what it is when we're building this. Now where's our nearest water line? I have no idea. Oh my God, this is a long stretch. We just spent like 10 grand on getting water to our fishing industry. It's a lot of money. All right, what we're going to do is we're not going to... I refuse to move a power line throughout the entire... You know, we don't need to stretch it throughout the entire map. So we have these things over here. So before we get too much farther, we can still add a couple things to this fishing industry. So we're going to add a marketplace, which will look really cool. And then right next to I think, can we put a couple marketplaces? Then we could put the factory over, the two factories over here, or a single factory over here. Perfect. I actually like the way that looks. I actually legitimately like it, and it will look pretty cool. And what we're going to do after this is we're going to add some commercial to it. Not heavy commercial buildings. That would look weird. But if we put some smaller commercial buildings, it would look really nice. Nope, that one, I don't like the way that one's going. There you go. There you go. And you know what? Go diagonal. Want to know why? We're going to add, like I said, we're going to add some small commercial buildings, and we'll just add it right in this area. I don't see any issues with any of this. I think it'll look really good. And we will need to add some residential to this area so the commercial actually gets used. There's that. And we're building these small little... We can mix in some offices too while we're at it. Mix in a few small offices. There we go. And what I'm going to do after this, I am going to do some detailing, so don't freak out. It won't be anything too crazy, but it'll help make the harbor look nice. Or nicer. And we'll have this fill in really nicely. Now, we do need to connect it to our highway system, so that is something to be aware of. So when you're building these, like, you know, you don't need to have all the same shapes and sizes. Like, you can actually do what I'm doing and just add, you know, you'll get different buildings that render. You're not necessarily just plopping down the buildings and boom, expecting them to be full on buildings. So this works out really, really well. And I think I'm going to get rid of, no, what I'm going to do is, all right, so guys, I'm going to start doing some detailing. So I'll be back soon, and please hold on. It'll take about 2 minutes and you guys will end up seeing the end results. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day. And welcome back, guys. This is the finished product of the harbor. Now, this is only a small interactive harbor. You guys can change it any way you'd like, but this is just something that I thought was very cool. Now, something to keep an eye on is you might not want to go as deep as I did with the harbors. Otherwise, they might look like that, but that's all right. I was just trying to add the harbor and do it on a PC. Basically, as many of you know, that I've played a lot of Xbox City Skylines, and you know it's been an adjustment. So this is just one of those adjustments, and I think it still turned out pretty well. I did add a small little bit of residential over here, so it's suburban, and I'm just trying to get people to work the commercial district over here, so we don't have any people that are complaining that they're unemployed. But thank you guys for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video.